Welcome everyone to the second part of our course for earthing system design. In the second part of this course, we're gonna discuss how to design the different components inside an earthing system. In the first part, we talked about many technical aspects, like for example the different types of earthing systems like TN, TT, IT, and so on. We talked about them from the IEC and the IEC perspective, and we also talked about the RCDs and discussed a lot of technical definitions and technical guides regarding them. In this part, which is part 2 in this course, which is a very long part, however, it is a deep technical explanations regarding the earthing system design. So in first lesson, we wanna see what are we trying to do in this part, or what are we trying to design. But first, we know that the function of earthing system is to provide safety to people by limiting step and touch potential. Touch when we are touching an electrical machine or any metallic enclosure which should not have any normal, which does not have any voltage in normal circumstances. However, due to any leakage or insulation breakdown, we can have a voltage on it as we discussed before. The step which we are gonna also discuss in one of the lessons and how to protect humans against it, this will be discussed in another one. Also, we know that we are gonna use the earthing system to protect people using, for example, RCDs or circuit breakers by disconnection of supply, protecting of people against the leakage current. And we said that usually the threshold is 30 milliamperes. Number two, air lightning protection system also requires an earthing system because in order to dissipate the lightning strike, we need a path to the earth. So we will dissipate this lightning strike by using this earthing electrode network, which we are gonna discuss also in another video. Also, surge protection devices, which is also a critical component in our system for transient over voltage. It requires the earthing system to provide a path for this transient over voltage strike. Anyway, this lightning protection is discussed in lightning protection course, and this is discussed in surge protection course. And from my perspective here in our course here for earthing system, we wanna design this earthing system for all of this. Now, you may hear the word grounding and the word earthing. They are actually have the same meaning. So when we say we have an earthing system or a grounding system, they exactly the same, except that one of these terminologies is used in the European standards or UK, for example, British standards, UK, Middle East, and one is used in the North America. North America, like US or Canada, grounding, earthing in the European standards and UK and the Middle East. But both of them means electrical connection to the ground or earth. Ground or earth, same meaning. Now, these are two definitions that I wanna discuss too, just for knowledge. When we say we have a function earth, it means that we are connecting or earthing a point or connecting a point to the earth for purposes other than electrical safety. So when we do this earthing system, this is for protection or what we call protection earthing or protective earthing. This is the earthing of electrical equipment for human protection. When we say function earthing, we are connecting for other purposes other than human protection. For example, when we earth the neutral point of the transformer, instead of making the neutral floated, have a floating voltage, we want to connect it to the ground to ensure its potential is close to zero or similar to the Earth's potential. This is for proper functioning of our electrical system. Okay, now in order to understand the earthing system design, we need to understand what are we trying to design specifically. So we have lightning protection system and we have the earthing for the building itself or the equipment inside the building itself. So we have two different types of earthing systems. We want to know what each of them requires. So for example, when we look at this is a typical example for lightning protection system, in which we have air termination system that catches the lightning strike. If there is any lightning strike, it will catch it. Let's say, for example, for simplicity, this will catch the lightning strike, and then this lightning strike current will gonna go like this through this down conductor. All of this is discussed in the lightning protection course. Goes to the light down conductor like this and provide it to the earthing electrode system. This is what we call earthing electrode system, also known as earth termination system, also known as earthing network. All of these are exactly the same terminology. Earthing electric system, all of this, what you see, like here, all of this. See, this one is a horizontal conductor. This one are this and this. All of these are exactly similar to each other. This is a vertical electrode. All of these combined together forms our earthing electrode system. This one, the current will start going through all of these conductors are like this and start dissipating the lightning strike through the ground. This is how the earthing electrode system looks like. Now, if we look at the power system perspective, number one, what we are trying to do. Now, if you remember before, we said that all of our equipment are bonded together, or not specifically the metallic enclosure of our equipment is bonded together. Why? In order to achieve what we call the equipotential bonding, which we discussed before. In order to bond our conductor using a bonding conductor, this bonding conductor is known as the protective conductor, or PE, the protective earth conductor, which we also mentioned before. For example, when we have a water pipe, which is a metallic pipe or gas pipe or any metallic enclosure or any metallic equipment which normally does not have any electrical current, we use a protective earth conductor like this one to connect between this metallic enclosure and connect it to what we call MET, or the main earthing terminal. So these protective earth conductors, this is the first part which we want to design. We want to know how to select this protective earth that have a connection between the metallic enclosure and the main earthing terminal. This is the first one. Number two, we want to also understand what does MET even mean. This one is exactly like this one. Main earthing terminal or main earthing bus bar. Both of them are exactly the same. We want to understand the technical aspects behind this. There will have a large video discussing MET from different catalogs. The third component that we also want to design is the connection between this main earthing terminal and the earthing electrode system. So this is vertical electrode. It can be one or multiple electrodes. So if you get back here, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are vertical electrodes connected using, let's delete this, multiple vertical electrodes connecting using a horizontal conductor. All of this is our earthing electrode system. So we have MET, you can see here, this is MET of the building itself, connected to the earthing electrode system. It is connected via a conductor. So we have a conductor or bus bar, can be conductor, bus bar, round conductor, as we will see in also its own lesson when we discuss this in detail. So we want to understand this is what we call earthing conductor. Earthing conductor. So the one that inside the building itself is called protective earth inside building. The one that connects MET with the earthing electrode system is called earthing conductor. This one also we wanna learn this one, earthing conductor. MET to earthing electrode system. This one also we wanna learn how to design. Then we wanna also learn what does each of these electrodes looks like. The different types of electrodes, vertical, horizontal, their mathematical equations, the factors affecting them, their resistance, also the grounding resistance. What does the ground resistance even mean? The soil resistivity, all of these factors affecting our earthing electrode network or earthing resistance, because in the end we want to achieve a certain resistance, let's say 10 ohms, or a resistance between 1 and 5. I'm gonna give you exactly the numbers in one of our lessons for the design values for different systems from the IEEE or IEC standards, different standards, so that you know exactly the right numbers for this. So the earthing system consisting of conductive material above ground, like main protective conductor and main earthing terminal, and metal electrodes with inside the soil, and the soil itself is also part of our earthing system. Now, our goal is to design size the neutral, which we are gonna discuss in the next video. This is a very technical video and very important one. We're gonna talk about neutral, how to size it via IEC standard. We are gonna also size this neutral in the presence of harmonics. We are gonna also look at IEC from the design perspective, version of 2009, and also after amendment AMD 2014 or update in 2014 for the rules of sizing of IEC in harmonics presence of harmonics. Also, we are gonna look at what we call OSN or oversized neutral and circuit breakers which have this feature. So it's a very technical video which we are gonna discuss about neutral. Then we wanna discuss protective earth, how to design it in another one. Then earthing conductor from MET to the earth electrode system or earth termination system or earth network. All of these are the same exact terminology. Then we're gonna discuss the different earthing values based on different standards, then types of electrodes and their mathematical equation, soil resistivity and how to improve it. Also, all of this we're gonna be discussed in detail. Now, since we are gonna discuss this, let's explain some definitions inside IEC 6364-5-54. This one contains some definitions or terminologies about the earthing systems. So here, which you may encounter, number one, bonding, the joining of metallic parts to form an electrically conductive path, which means, for example, when we connect water pipe or gas pipe with our MET, which is a metallic enclosure, this connection between them is called bonding, in which you are bonding them together, having connection or an electrically conductive part between them. Now, how do you achieve this? Pretty simple. We have bonding, then we are gonna use a bonded conductor or a bonding conductor. So the bonding conductor, like this, is the one that connects between two metallic enclosures or several metallic enclosures to form the electrically conductive part here. In the end, this is what we lead in the end to what we call equipotential bonding. When all of them are bonded to one point, all of them are having the same potential or equal potential. That's why we call equipotential bonding. Another definition, which is the main earthing terminal, this one or this one. This one is the bus bar or terminal, which is a part of the earthing arrangement. Anyway, it gives us the electrical connection of number of conductor for earthing purposes. So we provide a connection to the earthing electrode system. Earthing network is this part of the installation which is connected to the earth electrodes and their interconnection. Earth electrodes vertical and their connection between them may be using the horizontal conductor. The earth electrode, this one, like this one, is the one is in contact with the soil, or which may be embedded inside the soil or inside a specific conductive medium like concrete, which is in contact with earth. So for example, we can take this electrode inside, instead of soil directly, we can put it inside a concrete like this, surrounding it, which is connected to the soil. Now someone will say, why do we even do this? This is a part of soil resistivity enhancement, which we are gonna discuss in another video. Don't worry about this. Then we have earthing conductor, a conductor which provides a conductive path or a part of the conductive path between a given point and the earth electrode system. So you can see earthing conductor is this one, which connects between a given point and system like MET and the Earth electrode network, which is this one and its other friend. Now, these definitions of IEC are related to the European standards. Similarly, in the NEC or the National Electrical Code, which is related to the American standards. In NEC Article 100, which is related to the definitions of NEC, we have the same terminology. One, grounding, it is the act of creating a ground, same as the terminology earthing inside IEC. We also have what we call grounding electrode, which is exactly similar to earthing electrode in IEC. So it can be in NEC grounding electrode, in IEC earthing electrode. As you can see, it can be a conductor like a rod. This one is a vertical rod, or it can be a pipe or a plate, which is one of the configurations which we are gonna see, in contact with earth for providing a low impedance connection or a low resistance connection to the ground. So this is exactly like earthing conductor. Also, we have another definition, grounding electrode conductor, GEC, which is exactly similar to earthing conductor. So see this one? We call it earthing conductor, or in NEC, it is grounding electrode conductor. Same terminology. You can see here, conductor used to connect the grounding electrode, this one, to the grounding conductor of the circuit at the surface equipment or at the source, like here. Then we have what we call grounding electrode system, same as earthing network or the earthing or earthing arrangement or earth termination system or earthing electrode network. All of this are exactly the same, one or more electrodes connected together, like this one, connected to another rod, connected to another rod, and so on. Then we have what we call equipment grounding conductor. You can see grounding conductor specifically for equipment, which is same as protective conductor. You can see the conductive path that provides a ground fault current path. So when we have a fault, it will give it a path. For example, if we have a metallic enclosure and we have a leakage current or any fault, then it gives it a ground fault connection like this to the ground. So the equipment grounding conductor or the protective earth are used to provide the path for the ground fault current, and it connects non-carrying metal parts of equipment, non-current carrying metal parts of equipment together, and the system grounding conductor or the grounding electrode conductor or both. Anyway, in the end, this is the protective earth that we actually see here. Okay, so quickly we talked about the definition, what we are trying to design in the system. Number two, we talked about definitions from IEC perspective, and we have seen that NEC or the National Electrical Code have also the same definitions but with a different terminology. Now in the next one we will discuss the designing of or sizing the neutral conductor.